Here I come again. Ah, there I am. Hello. All right. Here we go again. I'm gonna start up a new game of Gonna start up another game of Final Fantasy 14 here. Still waiting in line here to get in. Ha! Gotta make sure I keep my chair out of the camera. Ah, there's my chair. Ha ha ha. It's funny. It's actually blue. It's like that's why it's mostly cut out. So okay. So here we go. Hello. And there. Go there. See what happens over here. To here. Itchy. Okay. Nice. The mission was a success, but I got nothing else but that out of it. That's fine. Okay, so. And training mission completed. Alright. Well, I mean, like, I'd like to actually start. You know, let's have everyone train for now. Come back in an hour, do it again. You can do it 3 times a day. Yes, that would be my Discord saying, "Hey, you're streaming." It's like, I know I am. Okay. So we were doing these. So go over here. Oh. All right. Syndicate has spoken, and I see no point in moving that the matter be reconsidered. The monetarists have made their position clear. Apparently, agreed. Ul'dah is not an option, nor are limbs of Laminza or Gridania, I judge, given the state of their internal affairs. Which leaves our Domon friends confined to a ship. Gosh, the thought of them huddled in an airless hold with no hope of better treatment. Oh. That I had more time to find an alternative, a place not bound by the concerns of great nations. Uh, yeah, like we already have. There you go. That is precisely what I wish to discuss. I understand the syndicate's decision. I do. I understand the decision I do. We all wish to preserve that which is ours, especially when we believe it is under siege. But I cannot meekly accept this judgment. You shouldn't. Not while my people suffer. Would it be out of the question for the Sultanate to accept us for a limited time? A week, mayhap, or even just a few days? Can't do that. Excellent. I shall keep you informed. Alphanod, would you like to share what I already figured you would? Well, I have a proposal if you would hear it. Out with it, Master Alphanod. The headquarters of my order, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, stands in a place called Revenant's Toll, an outpost in Mardona. Like most outposts, it is frequented by mercenaries and other men of action, and lacks the comforts of more well-established settlements. However, the leaders of Revenant's Toll have been doing their utmost to change that. To that end, they have need of able-bodied individuals willing to work as frontier hands. I already thought of this. Hard labor, yes, less you doubt, will not save food and shelter by way of reward. Terms not unlike those which you yourself propose, Lady Ugra. Though I will not hear a word said against our beloved Ul'dah, Revenant's Toll would offer certain advantages, the absence of unhelpful bureaucracy being the most obvious. Right? We shall gladly accept. Master Alphanod, once again, I find myself in your debt. Not at all, we're just giving you the opportunity. Thank me, my lady. The life your people go to is one of hard labor and few comforts, as I told you. And before that, there remains the matter of how they may safely be borne to Revenant's Toll, which will be no small feat considering the distance and their present condition. Yeah, to say the least. Mayhap the Uldon Adventurers Guild can be of assistance. Look for me there anon, Crimson. Will do. Hey, Yuguri, if you and your people would accompany me, we may discuss what aid the immortal flames can provide. Good luck! Again! I hear someone laughing near me! Why am I constantly hearing someone laughing near me? It scares me. Seriously, I keep hearing someone laughing at me like that. Laughing, or at least near me. Not necessarily at me, but near me. Just like, why is someone laughing like that near me? I'm not paranoid, I'm just like, why? It's like the second time I've heard someone laughing like that near me. We are good. Other little Dolmens refugees may find the journey to Revenant's Toll too much to bear. Too long have they been sequestered aboard their ship with insufficient supplies and scarce room enough to breathe, let alone stretch their limbs. With that in mind, Mistress Mamodi has kindly offered to accommodate the Dolmens until such time as they are ready to set out for Dordona. Okay, that's good. Those healthy enough to travel embark as soon as transportation has been secured, while those too weak to leave at once will be permitted to stay until they regain their strength. How nice of her. What news? Transportation remains our greatest obstacle, General. Is there aught the immortal flames can do? I fear that exceeds our mandate. Were it a small number, mayhap it would go unnoticed. But the Syndicate will not bear the cost of escorting more than 200 Domans to Mardona. When government fails to act, the responsibility falls to us private citizens. Okay. Meaning? I will engage the services of 77 caravans on the Doman's behalf. Well, how nice of you! Well, we should begin contract negotiations at once. Your generosity is most welcome, my lord. So all that has befallen these good people, it is the least I can do. Come what may, you shall ever have a friend in Ul'dah, Lady Yuguri. And you in Revenant's Toll, my lord. How nice! Well, it sounds like we all have work to do. Lady Yuguri, let's put our heads together and settle the details of our arrangement, shall we? I would entrust the task of escorting the Dolmen friends to you after you have rested your own road-weary legs, of course. What say you? Yeah, sure, why not? Just do a curt nod like usual. So you just nod. Take that. Nod. 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 Alright, jump! Not what I really want to do. Go here. That's not what I wanted. This is what I want. You're good. Okay. For the time being, you're good. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Actually, let's... One moment, actually. Let's change classes real quick. Go here first. There. No. Once again, not doing that. Not yet, anyways. You're good there. La, da, 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 da. You're good there. You're good there. You're good there. Sorry. Alright, check that one. Ah, cool. You got that. Okay, update that. Go here. You're good there. Go here. Okay, take that then. Go here. You're good there. 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 Okay. Back to the monk. And continue on. Probably gonna do the cat. We'll see. We'll do the healing one this time. As we speak, the Domans prepare for departure at Vesper Bay, wherefore they will be transported to a carriage to Ul'dah. That said, this has all been decided rather suddenly, and it would not surprise me if the refugees required some assistance in coordinating their preparations. Crimson, I would have you return to Vesper Bay and facilitate the process through tasks, great and small. In short, whatever must needs to be done, do it. As freaking usual. Of course I get all the mundane tasks. That's what I'm always doing. Speak with a man named Hozan when you arrive. As Lady Yugiri tells it, he has been designated the leader of the first group. Okay. Give me here. Just one. La da da da. Oh, I should do those actually. And we were outside Vesper Bay. The shadow. I think someone got hurt down there. Okay. Alright, here we go. Greetings! Alphanod informed me that a scion would be arriving to help with the preparations. I am honored to meet you, though shamed as well. A great warrior should not be tasked with such trivialities. Whatever. Ain't the first time, won't be the last. I knew from a glance what manner of man you were. I too have some skills at arms, as do many of our people. Pray forgive the trifle, but maybe I told you to help. When I told you to help round up the children that have been given to my care, they are most adept at staying hidden from my sight, but perhaps your keen eyes will succeed where I have failed. Someone's got a bike, like mine. You have my thanks, friend. Pray seek out my son Yozan. He can tell you more. Yeah, up there. Oh, also, actually, where is it? Mount Guide Companion. There we go. Withdraw. Withdraw. No reason to have him stand around. Oh, hello there. I'm Yozan, son of Hozan. Yozan, son of Hozan. Will you be coming with us to Ul'dah? I hear we're traveling by horse-bird drawn carriage. They're called chocobos. Do you think they're queer? Giant birds that people ride like horses? I still want to try riding one, but what's that? You're looking for the others? Don't worry, I already told them to get ready for the carriages. I'll need your help, though. We were just finishing a game of hide and seek. Really? 3 players are still in hiding, and since Lady Yugiri told us to take it really seriously, they won't move until they're found. but Vesper Bay isn't that big, so I bet you can help find them in no time. Sure. It's a dancer. Nice outfit. Okay, where are you kids? Great place to get away from work. We're over here. Where are they? That's Lullaby, not a kid. How tiny are Lullaby children? How'd you find me? Bah, guess I need more. I need to practice more. Or maybe you're just good at this. The Guardians didn't find me. I'm just good at this. Found another one. Are you playing? Ah, no fair. Yosen didn't say anything about adults. Huh? We got to ride a. We get to ride a horsebird carriage. I don't know. It sounds scary. But if Yosen says it's safe, I'll go. Yeah, you kid. Why are they calling the chocobos horsebirds? Yes, it's an accurate description, but still, they're called chocobos. There's the other one. Hey, you're not Yosen. Who are you? I'm Koru, Crimson Altere. I didn't know anyone else was. Wait a minute. You're one of those, stallions, aren't you? Huh? Thank you. No, scions. Scions! Then you must know Lady Yuguri, right? Isn't she great? She's really good at hide and seek, too. Oh, right. It's almost time to go. Nice meeting you, Crimson Altair. I like the idea of the fact that she's really good at hide and seek. I'm suspicious of everything and anything. Why am I suspicious of everything and anything? Because it's better than being surprised. Wonderful. All the children are counted hide and seek. Ah, I see that you are curious. It is quite simple, really. Lady Yuguri thought it best that the children know what to do in case the Guardians found us. Ah, I should hope that those days are behind us, but I nevertheless take comfort in knowing that we are prepared. Okay, sure. What was that? Something just flew past me. Let's do the fending one actually this time. Actually, let's check out the one I currently have. Actually, that's the one I currently have. It's striking 13, 15, 13, 16, 11. The one he's looking at here goes. Yep, the one I think I have is better. So I'm going to get that one for him instead. Okay, accept. The first caravan is due to depart shortly, followed by the rest of the regular intervals. My family and I, including my stubborn old father, Hummy, will be traveling in the lead carriage together with young Koru, whom I believe you've already met. Though I understand the road to Ul'dah is regularly patrolled by your brass blades, it would give us great comfort if you would agree to accompany us on our journey. Once again, I thank you for your kindness. When you are ready to leave, please inform the coachman. Okay. Huron Coachman. Let's go. Eager to be off, are you? Are ye? I was meaning to have a word with ye about that. Runner from the blade says we might have a problem. A fierce-looking beastie's been sighted south of the bridge to Hamalea. Might be as someone's eyes are playing tricks on him, of course, but I don't pay to gamble in this business. Sorry, but it don't pay to gamble in this business. Now I know you can handle yourself in a fight, but this lot here's another story. So I was thinking you might go on ahead and have a quick look around, make sure the area's safe, and if you come across anything dangerous, you know what to do. When you're satisfied the way's clear, meet us outside Horizon. Blades tell me the road there is safe, so I reckon we can make it that far on our own, assuming the self-same bastards don't try to rob us. That is. Okay. Up we go! Hey, you can see Old Doff from here. It's quite the large. Yes, yes, I know. I'm crazy. What do you want now? What do you want? No. Pish posh. Okay. Ooh. Down I go. La da. La da. La da. Hi there. Oh, bye. Done. And why do those things meow after you kill them? It's not a kitty. Like, seriously. Every single time you kill one of the things that goes meow. It's not a cat. Why is it meowing? Hi there. So there was a beastie. Was being the operative word, eh? Haha. Yep, I took care of it. It gone. Now what? Look, they're wearing masks. Sorry. Well fought, sir. Well fought. Ah, if only I were in better health, I should have been proud. I should have been proud to stand at your side. Pay my son no mind. He forgets that his responsibilities preclude acts of daring do. Be that as it may, I cannot help but envy you. Had we been able to call upon heroes of your strength and skill in Doma, things would have been very different. But we cannot change the past. Those who fought and fell are forever lost to us. Lost but not forgotten, Lady Yuguri's kinsmen least of all. They fought fiercest, though they knew full well it was in vain. She had every right to walk away, yet she chose to stay. Food, shelter, the promise of better life, all this and more we owe to her. How does one even begin to repay such a debt? Who knows? In kind, Father, to she who has given everything, we shall give our all. Good way of putting it. Whatever work there is to be, we shall do do without question. Ditch digging, bricklaying, it matters not. Revenant's toll will grow and prosper by our hands. Good to know. Get to work, buddies. Just knocked over your grandfather. Good job. Yes. Haru and I want to know why you became an adventurer. Because it was fun. Um, gosh. No, I wouldn't do it to gain power. I would do it to win glory. That's something I get done. Not necessarily to amass a fortune. To go whither the wild rose blooms. Uh, glory. Ah, like bringing honor to your family, you mean? Yes, father always goes on about that. It's my turn now. Excuse me, Mr. Crimson. I've got a question. What's Revenant's Toll like? Is it pretty? It's a bustling outpost frequented by countless adventurers. It's the bastion of civilization in a harsh and unforgiving wilderness. It is a home of the science of the seventh dawn. It is a stone's throw from an imperial castrum. Let's not do that one. It is a bustling outpost frequented by countless adventurers. Yep. Uh, you mean there are a lot of people there who are just as strong as you, or stronger? Oh, I can't wait. Okay. I want to be strong like you. What do I have to do? Uh, train every day. Buy weapons and armor from Rowena. No, train every day. Free publicity. No. Ah, so my father was right. How do you do it then? Come on, tell me. And no, don't leave anything out. I level up every single freaking class. All right. That's enough questions from Mr. Crimson. Thank you. Just Crimson. That's not fair. Why does Yozen get to ask two questions? I want to know about I want to know about adventuring just as much as he does. Please, do you think I could be an adventurer like you one day? Sure. Why not? Nod. Well, thanks for the advice, Mr. Crimson. I won't forget it. Adventurer 2. Good luck. Get a class. When we go to get the Romans told, let's make an adventurers guild for Tolmans. We'll protect our friends and punish the wicked, just like Mr. Crimson and Lady Ugary. Not exactly what you're supposed to do as an adventurer, but you can talk more about it in the carriage on the way. Will you be joining us? Might as well. What else am I going to do? Chocobos! Chocobos, 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 chocobos. I want to point out those things on top means that it can fly. Ooh. Speak to Alphanon at the quicksand. I have to run all the way up here. Run this way. Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the monk man. I don't know. Just seemed to work. I'm a monk at the moment, so why not? Jump. Actually, it would be faster if I went over this direction real quick and just hit that thing over there. Get over there. What do I do here? That's where I want to go. The Adventurers Guild. Just pop me over there. Tiber's Dragon. Kingsglaive. Ooh, really? Someone got the name there. Is that a... Ooh, is that a title? Oh, I must have missed that one. I want that. Comes in. I take it the first group has arrived. Excellent. Is there aught else? No, I have matters well in hand here. You and Lady Yugiri should travel to Revenant's Toll forthwith. Give me that one. Or yeah, give me that one. Okay. Alphonse would have you and Yugiri depart from Revenant's Toll without delay. It is past time that Yugiri met with the guild representatives in Revenant's Toll. Since I do not foresee any further matters arising here in Thanalin which might require your personal attention, I would instead have you serve as an escort to the Doman delegation for the duration of the journey. Speak first to Slaftborn. Upon your arrival, he is the one with whom the Domans will be working most closely, I should think. Afterwards, introduce Lady Yugiri to Minfilia and the guild emissary. If both meetings go well, the resulting ties should stand the Domans in good stead for that which is to come. Safe travels. Bye. Um. La, 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 la. And we shall return to Revenant's Toll in Mardona. Here we go. Hi there. This must be the esteemed Lady Yugiri and her associates. I greet you all as friends and bid you welcome to the toll. I hope you do not find my dearth of fineries off-putting. Poor though we may seem, we have a wealth of spirit and camaraderie to spare. You see, race and creed don't matter. Don't enter into it here. We welcome all sorts, provided they are willing to earn their keep. Of course. We're no strangers to hard work, Master Softborn. You may rest assured that we will carry out your orders with due diligence. Oh, not for a moment did I doubt your commitment, my lady. Pray understand I give the same speech to all new arrivals. You gave it to me, and you needn't bow your head or call me master either. We are both frontier hands as far as I'm concerned. As you wish, Softborn. May this meeting mark the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship. Our guests have yet to meet the antecedent. 7 hells, Crimson. Why are you wasting time with me? See them to the rising stones. Sorry. Sheesh. Oh. To whom much is given, much is expected. Forgive me, I require a moment to compose my thoughts before meeting with your leader. We shall join you at the rising stones anon. Okay. Sure. I guess. Hmm. Okay, Ophelia. More cutscenes. There's no use. What's no use? Our attempts to reach the students of Balasian continue to meet with failure. Not surprising. Urangir has explored other avenues of inquiry, but they too have yielded naught. We will persevere, of course, yet within our hearts the truth is clear. We are but awaiting confirmation of that which we already know. Do not fret too much. How far are the Domans? I am given to understand you were kept quite busy in the Vesper Bay. Mayhap you question the wisdom of aiding refugees when the primal threat remains unresolved. No. Let's see. is aid the refugees or worry about a threat that keeps popping back up? Hmm. Yeah. So it's like it's never a never-ending threat. Hmm. I should not blame you. If you did, I don't. Nor would I deny that this matter falls outside our normal preview. That is true. But that be that as it may, I could not ignore the plight of these refugees, not when it was in my power to help them. I can understand that. Here, I should very much like to meet her. I hope so. There's the representatives. There you go. Nod, nod, nod. We're all nodding, bowing, saying hi, hello, yes. We have no objections. Pray do so well. Do so with our blessing. Your answer pleases me beyond words, my lady. But are you quite certain we have no way of knowing of how many might answer my summons? In the event that Revenant's toll could not accommodate us all, we would need to find an alternative solution. That's true. In the past, we will find it together. There you go. For now, it's not a problem. As ever, it has been a pleasure, antecedent. Alas, we must take our leave, as the first carriages are due to arrive at any moment. Should you require aught else, pray speak with Slethborn, Lady Uguri Crimson. Later. Get the heck out of here before something bad happens. I always anticipate the worst. As a good friend of mine, says, hope for the best, plan for the worst. Lahamin and I will make all the necessary preparations to ensure that our Doman friends feel at home upon their arrival. Though I must admit that I am still troubled about the matter of the missing crystals. Still, should be returning anon with a report from a field. Mayhap you could wait here and speak with her upon our arrival? Sure. Why not? At least four of the signs are here. Here comes a fifth.
How goes the fishing? Caught anything slippery?
Yay! Voices!
Aye, our suspicions were well founded. The serpent reavers are indeed the culprits.
I already knew that.
The plot thickens.
Not really.
Has there been any movement in Thanalan?
It has been blessedly quiet, which is to say the Amalja are being no more or less of a nuisance than usual, summoning a freak with such crystals as they have hoarded. Urianger, too, reports not out of the ordinary.
Then we have our explanation.
Your explanation for what, pray tell?
What happened to the crystals?
For the recent spate of crystal thefts in Thanalan, we naturally assumed that the trail would lead us back to the Amalja, yet it did not. It led us across the sea unto Vilbrand.
Vilbrand? There have been reports of increased Sahagan activity of late.
It's not them.
Oh
Well,
gods.
let them alone.
They mean to summon Leviathan?
Yep.
That is the way of it, I fear.
Oh, not surprised.
Whilst conducting our investigation on behalf of the mineral concern, we came upon evidence implicating the serpent reavers. With the aid of the maelstrom, I was able to verify our suspicions. 'Tis only a matter of time before Leviathan returns to harrow the seas.
Not surprised.
But there is more. One of the Sahagan, an elder by my judgment, spoke of attaining the gift and knowledge of eternity.
Oh, great. Now we're sharing visions. How wonderful.
Such a disturbance in the ether. If I did not know better, I should think this device defected explanation.
They're summoning. The hell is wrong with his head?
Soon it shall begin. Our Lord shall rise mid surging waves to wash away the finless one.
Yeah, I knew I had to deal with Leviathan here.
And I shall be granted the gift and knowledge of eternity, and with the emissary stand equal. Then shall I know no cessation, no oblivion.
Oh, okay.
Whence comes this promise of immortality? The emissary? We have outstayed our welcome.
Get the heck out of there then. All right, no need for the rest of the report. We saw it all.
The gift and knowledge.
Are the two of you quite well?
Ha ha ha.
You shared that vision, did you not?
Nod. Thank you for the nod.
Even before the Sahagin made mention of the emissary, I recognized Elidibus's words. He is behind this.
Uh-huh.
But surely it is not within his power to grant the echo.
No, doubt that.
My lady, unless we act swiftly, Leviathan will rise again. The Admiral has already requested that we intervene to prevent this. Failing that, we are to attend to the Primal's extermination.
Alrighty,
She will have our full cooperation.
as usual.
Let us make haste to Limsa Lominsa. I mean to play a part in this mission. Tataru, pray, take charge in my absence.
Okay.
My lady, are you sure this is wise?
No.
I am aware of the risks, but there is something I must see with mine own eyes.
Okay.
The true nature of the echo.
Very well. I shall not stand in your way. On the condition that you permit me to accompany you as bodyguard.
As long as you're not being controlled.
Your company is ever welcome, Thancred.
I take it something ill is afoot.
Aye, a Primal is about to be loosed upon Eorzea.
Primal?
A godlike being whose very existence is a bane upon the land. We scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to put an end to their kind.
Yes, they fight gods.
I see. Know then that I am learned in the arts of war. In return for the kindness you have shown my people, I would lend you my blade.
That would be helpful.
It would be most welcome. When contending with a Primal, one can never have too many able allies.
Pretty much.
If you crave a more intimate understanding of the problems facing Eorzea, this experience is like to provide it.
Pretty much.
Be sure to come well prepared.
Yep, pretty much. It's like a primal? Yeah, a godlike entity. Wait, you guys fight gods? Yeah, pretty much. Like on a regular basis. It's like plainly, should the worst come to pass, the Leviathan and Leviathan Summit, our only recourse will be to face him in battle. Given past experiences, you may very well think that eventually inevitable. Yeah, pretty much. As long as there's even a chance that the primal's return might be prevented, we must need bend all our efforts towards achieving that goal. Before we do aught else, let us hasten to Limsa Laminza and meet with the Admiral. She will not have been idle in the intervening time and will doubtless have valuable information to share. I hope she does. Jump! Okay. I don't know if I can jump from here. Can I jump from here? I can't. Whoop. People are being poked around here, apparently. Oh, I know what this thing is. That's that Moogle I don't feel like playing with right now. I don't feel like playing with that Moogle. Go away. Hey, you. Ready to take the lift to the command room? Yes, thank you. Merle Wib. Hello again. Please more voiceover. Please more voiceover. Why no voiceover? Friends, I take it Yustola has appraised you of the situation. Let us waste no time then. According to our best intelligence, the Sahagan had no crystals enough. Had not crystals enough to summon their god. Alas, we did not count for the Serpent Rivers, venturing as far as Thanalan to supplement their cache. For our short-sightedness, we are faced with the grim prospect of Leviathan's imminent return. Oh, okay. We'll take care of that. No worries. Needless to say, I am not inclined to let the fishbacks have their way. Even as we speak, the Maelstrom makes ready to launch a large-scale operation to thwart the summoning. We would welcome the science support in this endeavor. But if, God forbid, our efforts should come to naught, I will need to trouble you for more than mere support, much as I did when Titan last walked these lands. I'm with Thancred. Lady Menphilia, I am given to understand that you mean to accompany your soldiers in the front lines. I can only assume that you have a sound reason for doing so. I do, Admiral, but I would rather not be drawn on their nature. I will say only that there is something I would see with my own eyes. Okay. Well, I am not so stubborn as to deny the wish of one whose aid I require, but precautions must be taken. I shall require that you remain by my side at all times. With that settled, she needs a shirt that says "I have spoken." Let us speak of the operation. Crimson Maelstrom scouts are currently reconnoitering Sahogan movements within the Sapsa spawning grounds. Upon completing their mission, they will return to the operations staging point at Camp Skull Valley. I want you to make your way there forthwith, that you might be appraised of the latest intelligence. Commander Falkbreda has charge of the garrison. I know. I've met her before. And exit. We could just teleport to Alport. And whoop. Up, and away! Oh, hush you. Thank you. Hey, you! I'm supposed to talk to you. I've been expecting you, Scion of the Seventh Dawn. On behalf of the men and women here, I thank you for your cooperation. The safety of our citizens is paramount. With your aid, we will prevent Leviathan's return. Not likely. Oh, let's see here. Give me healing. No, give me casting. Okay, first, let's see if I can Any of these new gear? No, doesn't look like it. Thank you. No, once again, I don't want that on him, but I do want the hero's ring of healing. I do want that. The hero's ring of healing. Give me that. Okay. Update that. Go here. Anything else? Right, because you're only at level 30. Level 30 something. Oh la la. La 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 la. Nothing else for you. Nothing else for you. Nothing else for you. Nope. Okay. So far you're so good. Yep. Okay. Which one do you already have? I think I already have slaying and okay. Defending. Bracelets. Hold on. See, I already have Dark Light Bracelet of casting. Oh, okay. Interesting. Alright. Never more agitated by the minute. As you may already know, Maelstrom scouts have been dispatched to reconnoiter the Sapsa spawning grounds. Though it pains me to admit it, the Maelstrom has never faced a foe like this. A foe the likes of this before. We must proceed with all due caution. Okay. Among other things, we have orders to determine where Leviathan might emerge, assuming it comes to that. And yet, their return is long overdue. I fear that ill may have befallen them. For better or worse, we must ascertain their fate. If it is not too much to ask, I would have you aid us in the search. 5 scouts ventured into Sapsa all told. Here, take this flask of restorative to tend those who may have been wounded. Though it pains me to even consider the notion, if they have perished, circumstances permitting, I ask that you recover their bodies. By no means venture too deep into enemy territory. However, we can ill afford to lose you at this juncture. Ooh, I can fly all the way to the heart of their goddamn. They don't stand a chance against the normal monsters. Don't stand a chance against me. Down there. It appears the one's not. Where do we start down here? Oh, there it is. I'm seeing flapping wings of a shadow of flapping wings on there. Around there. There's one. Somebody of all the times to forget the restorative. Ugh. Here we go. Don't die! Of course you were. Lightly armed as we are, we didn't stand a chance. Uh, uh. I was able to flee this far, but the others were captured. They were taken to the serpent's tongue. I'm certain of it. I can make my own way back to camp, but I fear the worst for my comrades. Save them, I beg you. Sure, why not? Let's go on the doomed mission. Hello there. Oh. Hi there. One moment, let me summon my chocobo. Okay, there we go. Like someone else made it here too. Hi there. She's got a whale. Come here, guys. I want to get all three of you at once. Come on. Bye. Aw, they're dead. Oh, that's only three of them. Where's the other two? Well, let's collect their corpses. It's okay. The corpses turn into nice little flowers for me to carry. Okay. Oh. Up, up and away. Da-da-da. Look at the giant wall. Just roll across this stuff. And done. Hello again. You're returned. Thank the navigator. When I learned that you went to the serpent's tongue by yourself, I feared you would meet an ultimate and untimely demise. But tell me what became of the others. Well, I found two of their corpses. Were not intended to kill, but to torture and maim. Does that savagery does their savagery know no bounds? Enemies or no, they go too far. Okay. I dread to think what may have become of the two who remain unaccounted for. I pray that they haven't suffered the same evil fate. Probably worse. At the very least, one of my men came back alive, and for that I owe you my thanks. The price we paid was dear, but we have the intelligence we need. Even as we speak, the Admiral finalizes the details of the operation. The war horns will sound at any moment now. Be ready to sally forth when they do. Grab me this one. Bracelet of healing. Do that one. Do do do. La da da. Look at the video. Please be voiceovers. Nope. Thrice damned fishback bastards. I'll kill them slowly and then chase their rotten souls through all 7 hells. So you're gonna die right after them then? It doesn't seem like a very productive use of your time. Hello, ladies. Peace, Commander. We are here for a purpose, and vengeance is not it. Thank you. I want your mind on the task at hand, savvy? My apologies, Admiral. You may count on me to keep a clear head. Good. According to our sole surviving scout, the Sahagin and their thralls have already begun to amass at the Aetherite in the depths of Sapsa. If we are to act, it must be now. The men are ready, but we await your orders, Admiral. As predicted, the Sahagin have tightened security in and around the spawning grounds. A frontal assault is likely to be met with fierce resistance. But we are not so artless as that, Commander. We shall divide our forces and strike them hard and fast at key locations. Remember, our ultimate objective is to take the Sapsa Aetherite and eliminate the Sahagin priest presiding over the summoning. We are not here to kill them all. It's a good thing to have. You're not there to kill them all. Good. Don't kill them all. Genocide is not the answer. The Maelstrom shall engage and distract the Hagen Legion of drowned pirates at the Serpent's Tongue. Commander, you have charge over this effort. Be mindful that the lay of the land there is devilish for attacking forces. Let the foreign levy spearhead the result and have subsequent units fan out if to cover their flanks. At the self-same moment, a diversionary squadron formed of galleons from the Crimson Fleet shall harry the enemy from offshore. And likewise, we Scions shall form smaller units in hopes of confusing the Sahagan defense effort. Crimson and Yastola, the two of you are to make your way to the site of the summoning ritual. The Admiral's diversions should serve to thin the enemy's defenders, rendering your path less perilous. A small party, I believe, should be able to win through without drawing in unwanted attention. And this is where we get to Tancred and Ugari. Your mission is to lure as many Sahagan as possible out of the spawning grounds. Having done so, take to your heels and circle around to join the infiltration unit of Yastola and Crimson. When all has been set in motion, I myself shall come out to the Aetheryte, accompanied by Lady Minfilia, as we agreed. Well, don't let me keep you friends. To battle! Well, thanks for the encouragement. When last we fought side by side. When last did we fight side by side, Crimson? Too long ago, I weren't. But come, let us away. Yeah, no crap. Quest accepted. I can't fly over it. How sad. Hell, you still. Do you mind? I'm busy over here. You guys are annoying me. What a nuisance. Good point. I didn't actually have these on. Ding, ding, ding. Bye-bye. Do you mind? I'm a little busy here. Went the wrong direction. Should have gone back. Should have gone down that. Should have kept going down that hallway there. Nah, go this way. Summon ritual is taking place at the basement's Aetheryte deep within. Tether, we must go. Obstructing our way is the multitude of checkpoints. It would be well advised to dispatch as many enemies as possible along the way. Oh. Excuse me. Do you mind? She was talking to me. Rude. It's rude to attack someone in the middle of talking. Let us take separate routes and merge into the Aetheryte, the better to confuse the enemy's sentinels. Let's keep moving. Why, hello there. Go on. Why, hello there. Let's go. Come on. That's what you guys got. That's a nuisance. Come on. Yeah, come on. Come on. Go on. Why, hello, guys. Hey, look, it's her again. Thank you for coming over here. A lot easier. What does the perfect balance again do? Perfect balance does what? Here we go. Oh, grant 6 stacks. Each stack allows us. Oh, right. That's what it does. Okay. Get the crap out of him. Thank you. Pistola! Oh, what happened to Pistola? Pray, do not concern yourself. 'Twas but a glancing blow. Come the eighth the right is close at hand. Let us press on. And we have a video sequence. What was that? Huh. No, don't skip the cutscene. Don't skip the cutscene. I don't want to watch the cutscene. Oh my god, more people. That was like a maelstrom outfit there.
Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
You're surprised? Ah, Thancred. Good timing.
Did I miss much?
Apparently not. As long as you got him, you didn't miss much. Oh, good. Another ninja. Yep, that's ninja.
So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans. But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency.
Well, at least you're figuring things out. Go thief to ninja. Not bad. Not bad, right? It's a cool action sequence. I want to note there's no blood or anything like that. So I point out they're just falling over and poofing. Etherite. So you're calling that etherite. Like there's an A there. Where's the A? Oh, all right. Who thinks they're gonna be late? I made friends with some of you people. You're not all that bad. I'm gonna guess that would be.
You'll forgive me my lateness.
About time you showed up. Nice double barrel guns. Yeah, man, Philly doesn't have really that many skills of her own.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
It's true. It's true.
Long have you shriveled Swordwalkers tormented our kind. But no more.
Okay.
Your time is at an end.
I was gonna say, aren't you the ones tormenting them? Because you're the one invading and attacking them on their on land.
You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Lord,
Here it comes.
hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
Do you feel that?
You guys might want anyone without an echo, leave.
I know this sensation. It's the echo.
What?
Such power. It is transcendent.
Yeah, but it's not as nice as ours. Nice shot. Oh, great.
7 hells.
Yeah, he's become like one of those things.
Strike me down if you will. It is futile. I have mastered the gift. I am eternal.
That's annoying.
O mighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant your faithful servants deliverance. I beseech you, come forth.
Oh boy.
Die, damn you!
Good luck. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work.
Foolish shorewalker, you cannot kill that which is eternal.
Well, that's not entirely true. Here it comes. Leviathan, a serpent.
Heavens forfend.
That would be a god. Kind of.
Damn it all!
Oh, don't worry. You guys get out of here. I'll take care of it.
My being am the way. But it should by right be infinite.
You're an idiot.
Not immortal.
Not really.
Curse you, emissary. You promised me everlasting.
Yeah, I figured that would be. Yeah, I don't think the immortal beings want to create more immortal beings. So,
Where did he go?
well, he wasn't going to stick around here.
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon.
Okay.
Find the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates.
Okay. I'm guessing it went out to to the oceans and took out your fleet.
Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost.
Not surprising.
For a mercy, 'twould seem the primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless...
Tsunami.
God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, basically. That is kind of that is kind of his thing. Understand, I speak of no normal wall of water. That which Leviathan makes ready to conjure carries more destructive power than aught seen in nature. Yeah, enough to raise entire coastal settlements. If his last attempt is any guide, we cannot suffer history to be repeated. Yet how in the seven hells are we to prevent it? Give me that one. Keep on going. Going over Leviathan's return. Though our plight cries out for action, we must take thoughts. So long as Leviathan remains in the open sea, he is effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is second to none, of that you may be sure, but Lemillion herself would struggle to best the Lord of the World in his element. In a straight fight, we would make meat and matchwood of he would make meat and matchwood of us. We need another plan. That much is plain. Let us return to Limsa and see if we cannot think of one. I shall await you in the command room. Bye, everyone. We shall warp away. Blah blah now. Do do you do. Once I get to level 60, I can unlock uh I can at least unlock Dancer. I can't get the rest of them yet to like freaking unlock Ishgard. God damn, I'm going to get to Ishgard already. You are expected in the command room. Pray do not keep the Admiral waiting. Yeah, sure, take me up there. Let's go. Hurry up. Move it faster. The Storm Marshal.
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western Lanosha. Hearthstone it was called.
Okay.
Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the company of heroes put him down before he could do too much damage.
That was lucky of
But
you.
then the bastard came next. This time in the wake of the calamity. We were not so fortunate.
Okay.
Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
Yeesh.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Noted.
Aye, the thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity
Gotcha.
of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his incarnations.
Which is pain in the butt.
If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Hearthstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa.
Is it a boat? Just saying.
Cannot happen. The primal must be stopped.
Well, that's a given.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it?
Thank you, Tangrad. Thank you. Thank you.
The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did.
Pretty much.
7 hells. Is there no way that we might strike back?
Well,
The company of heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet. But we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
what if we get him into an inlet? Why don't you lure him?
Admiral, if I may.
Hurry up.
Speak freely, Marshal.
Okay.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe.
Okay. How would you like to control the sea?
This, in effect, is what the company of heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told.
Here we go again.
If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
That's true. He did.
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
And that would be?
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works.
Thank you.
Get the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldic and Vermelis.
I like that. It's like, who cares where it came from? Just, it works.
Before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another.
True.
In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe. But I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed 2 ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
True.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan.
Interesting. And suicidal.
This
Gotcha.
itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required.
Uh,
Given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel.
and pretty much suicide for everyone aboard.
Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not
No
ask
shit.
it of another. I volunteer myself.
Twill be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well.
That's what I said. That's what I said. I'm pretty much said it's a suicide mission. All right, let's go do a suicide mission. Huzzah! Why am I always going on suicide missions?
Assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafierson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
Well, she's decisive in her decisions. All right. Not wishy-washy.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, warrior of light.
I want to note you gave me that title, not myself. Just saying. Speak with Yuguri. Why did you target Yustola? Thank you. Beings held as gods also exist in what you call the Far East. Legends tell us that they walked among us in days of yore, but I confess that I never truly believed them. That I should live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure, as it should. Now that I have come face to face with a primal, I do begin to understand why the Garleans fear them so. Now, fearing them is one thing. A message, Admiral. I judged it best that it be delivered at once. I am listening. According to the Yellow Jackets, a man has appeared who claims to have defeated Leviathan. One of the company of heroes? The details are yet hazy, Admiral. We have dispatched one of our own to question the individual. I am disinclined to put any store by this claim, and even should it be true, it is as Yasola said, none save the company of heroes have bested Leviathan, and we know how they went about it. If this man is of their number, what could he tell us that we do not know already? Possibly how they lured him there. There's got to be a reason why I went there. Having wagered Limsa's survival on 2 ships, some rope, and a pile of crystals, can we afford to ignore this man? If his testimony could yield us any manner of advantage, should we not hear it? Damn it all. The twin vessel will soon be ready. We have no time to wait for the Maelstrom's report on the supposed primal slayer's claim. Crimson, seek him out and learn what he knows. At the very least, it will spare you the torment of waiting for the reckoning in idleness. That's true. Come on. Dealing 4 is believed to be a resident of the Grey Fleet in Lower Lanoska. The Storm private sent to question him should already be in the vicinity. May your journey prove fruitful. Okay. What is that? Huh. Interesting. Well, I gotta go back to. Hold on. I need to go back to Ul'dah real quick. I shall return. Do not worry. Cool thing on the back. I don't know what weapon that is. La da la da 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 da. Okay. Good job, guys. Do it again. Keep going. Oh, let's see here. I want to do. What am I looking for again? What am I thinking about? I am thinking about. Right. Over here, real quick. You I was looking at? Right here. Um. Ironworks. Right, that's what I was thinking about. Right, that's what I was thinking about. That's for an archer, bard, machinist, and um, I don't know what the last one was. Dancer. What are we doing? Just need to jump. Let's just go to Limza Liminza. That works. I can travel from there. No other place actually gets me close to my destination, really. Ugh. Yeah, no, too far. Ethernet. Go out to Lower Lanoska. And off we go. Fly! Okay, so. Oh, okay. Over there. Alright, let's go spring a trap. Best to assume everything's a trap. There he is. Hello, you. Now look here, you. You'll have. Haven't I done this? Haven't I talked to this guy before? You'll have your bloody story right after you carry those sacks of grain over to the mill. But sir, that's what you said before you had me pick those oranges for you, and before I mucked out the chocobo stable, and before I rolled that milestone over the mill, and also before I believe I recognize him. Gods, man, I've worked the 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days. And do you hear me complaining? Bah, I suppose some of us ain't made for the rougher stuff. All right. I'll give you what you want. Never said it. Never let it be said that old Tractorum ain't a generous soul. Now, pick up your ears, 'cause I won't be repeating myself. Too modesty. Besides, there's only so much epicness a man can take in one sitting. You keen? The tale of Tectom's epic victory over the dread primal Levabetus. Now, Levabetus is huge. Make no mistake, to give you an idea how big, each of his scales is about as wide across as my members long. And there's no mean feat, and that's no mean feat, let me tell you. I'm gonna smack this guy. Here he is again, telling telltales. When I fought him, I could barely see sea for all the brine he was pelting me with. Must have been a lagoon's worth at least. He even knocked my trusty axe out of my hands at one stage, 'cause that proved to be a grave. Of course, that proved to be a grave mistake. He he he. What happened next? Hi, you see me over here? I know you're fibbing. Why, I grabbed him by the tail and tied him up to knots, but not wanting to take all the glory for myself. I'll let my mates in the company of heroes handle the rest. Like I said, I'm modest as well as heroic. I may have too modest now. There's uh, some that say you can never truly beat Leviathan. Oh, what the hell's he saying there? That you've got to learn to live with him and make the best out of a bad situation, not the company, though. Hi. Yeah. Thank you. Yep, I know. You're never part of the company of heroes. I'm no marauder. I'm actually a complete coward. Yeah, I know. I'm nothing. I'm chocobo dung. Yep. No, I'm the maggots you find wriggling in chocobo dung. Oh, that's a little disgusting. I have to lie to women to tumble them, and that don't happen much. My member's tiny is pathetic. Okay. Yeah, this guy's a big fibber. Don't worry about it. Sure as hell didn't fight Leviathan, but I have seen him with me own eyes. It was a fair few years back when I was working as a baker's hand. I was shrinking my duties one day, loitering about the harbor when I saw it. A great big, massive sea serpent, some malms off the coast, with the fleet of galleons making straight for it, cannons firing. I was so bloody scared I soiled myself right there and then. Just remember that day made me soil myself all over again. That's disgusting. If you're here asking about the Vabitas, it means you're planning to fight him, ain't you? Well, take care. He really is terrible, dreadful, I tell ye. If you're not careful, you'll end up in his gullet or at the bottom of the sea. Get the heck out of here. Well, you should have caught onto him sooner than that. Your own fault. Able to learn aught of aught. Nope. Yeah. Yeah, he fought Leviathan, not Leviathan. At any rate, I have tidings for you. The twin vessel is now complete. We await you at the Morabi dry docks. Pray make your way here as soon as you are able. And you stop lying. If I have to come back here again, I'm gonna beat the crap out of you. What is she shouting about over there? There we go. Wow. Is that the twin boats over there? Interesting. Well, there's definitely a shipyard. I didn't realize this actually had like. I didn't realize that. Look at that. See, it's a full-on shipyard. I never realized that. Where the heck is he? Ah, where is it? Oh, down here. Hi guys. Don't mind me, just dropping in. I'm told your jaunt to the Grey Fleet proved fruitless. Pretty much. What is that? Neko messaging me? Probably. Yeah, looks like it. Yep. Yeah. Ah! I knew you were thinking that. I knew she was thinking that. I knew it. Oh, let's hear. I'm told your jaunt to the Grey Fleet produces my sympathies, lad. I'll wager it's certain to take your mind off the events of recent days, though. If only to be replaced by the annoyance of a guy who lies through his teeth. But enough of that nonsense. The moment of truth is upon us. The twin vessel, the whale, the whirl eater, okay, I call her, is complete, and she surpasses all my expectations. In addition to her prodigious Tanzag, she has been fitted with a platform that you and yours might maneuver freely in battle. I would mention all this also that she is nigh unsinkable, but I'm not even one to tempt fate. Then you shouldn't have said anything. The Whirl Eater and her crews stand ready, my friend. Just give the word and we shall bear you to Leviathan. Let me guess. Time to go do. Stands ready to send you off to your encounter with the Lord of the Whirl. Let's go. In some haste, the Whirl Eater may not be pretty, but I assure you she's capable. She has been fitted with our with our with what our friends at Naldic and Vimirals are calling an elemental converter. Assuming the thing works, it will use the power of the corrupted crystals on board to rob Leviathan of his hold over water. Depending on how the battle unfolds, you may well need to activate the device manually. Keep that in mind. Okay. Of course they will. According to the Maelstrom, accordingly, the Maelstrom will once again employ divergence. Tancred and Stola, I would have you assist in this effort. If it is to fulfill its purpose, your diversionary force must not want for numbers. By your leave, I too would volunteer my blade. We would welcome it. Having seen you fight in Sapsa, I dare say the fishback will find your presence highly diverting. Tancred and Yastola, if you would join the third levy and Lady Yuguri the fifth. But what words have I for the man who has made a sport of slaying gods? Godslayer. Uh, only these go warily, for the sea is an unforgiving place to wage war. May the navigator guide you through the storm, warrior of light. I would echo the admiral's sentiments and add a few words of my own. Know that we all have the utmost faith in you, Crimson. May the crystal bless and keep you. Well, thank you. The World Eater hard. Really? Okay. Is that literally the World Eater hard? That's all that you have from me? That's it? Alright, well. Let's do it. La la la. It's a story mission, so I go with my story character. Okay, so while I wait, I shall do a dance. Harvest dance. Nah, step dance. It's better. I dance in the rain. He's got restless leg syndrome. Let's see here. What else do I have here? Ball dance. What else do I have here? Let's see here. Oh, don't see anything else. I can just dance. Hmm. Thank you for the step dance. So let's see here. Uh. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna stand here and dance then for a little bit. While I wait for. Let's see what we got. Oh, hey, we only have. Well, so we got 4 DPSers. We just need 2 tanks and 2 healers. Wow, this is a party of 8? That's kind of scary. Well, this would be a party of 8. Alright, well. That's gonna be interesting. A full party. Let's see here. After this, I'll probably end up leveling up, so I'll end up having to do some work on these things. I may actually, you know what I'll do? I have to do this one on the hard mode, this one on the hard mode, no, I don't do that one on the hard mode. I gotta do this one on the hard mode though. I gotta do this one. I also gotta do this one, and I gotta do this one. So, I might do those next. Oh. Okay, so, where am I gonna go here? Okay. Hello. When First Master Ainzar proposed a twin vessel, I must confess that I had my doubts. Only now that the Coral Eater is complete do I see the elegance of the solution. I wonder if I can go float in water. Is that it there? Don't think so. It's not very big. How long does water float in? Do do. What are we doing here? Geronimo! go! Can't jump. Let's go find some water to float in. Well, that looks like water. Not very big water. Not very deep. It's not very deep. That's ice. Maybe she was doing there. Oh, I guess I can do this too. Ah! Skimming water on my bike. Okay, so... Man, really? We lost two... Man, it's taking even longer. Okay, so... Yeah, there's the other bike can go on top of water like that. It's kind of cool. Okay, so... Okay. You know, I gotta hunt things, don't I? You know, let's go hunt things. Where are the things I gotta hunt? Let's go do that real quick. Since I'm waiting, since I'm obviously, I thought it was gonna be quick, but apparently not. Oh, finally! Sheesh. See, I thought it was gonna be quick, but it's like, huh. Of course, you know what I should have done? I should have decided I was gonna go do something do something else to begin with. That would have made it work. Because that's just how Murphy's law works. Ugh. Yeah, it's like a giant stage boat you just carrying behind you. Run! Run around like chickens with your head cut off. Yeah, you're not even getting close to the damn thing. Ooh, spheres of water. Here it comes! All hands abandon ship now. Or just... There you go. Well, thank you for saluting me. Now I really feel like I'm about to die. We who are about to die salute you. Cool. Well, that definitely looks really cool. Hello, Leviathan. What the heck's that thing underneath his neck? Just hanging there. Heyo. Get him, get him, get him! Just gonna have to figure out things as I go along. Ow! Go, go, go! Go, 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 go! Oh, fine, here. Fine, you guys want to play with me around? Let's go. Play with me. Come on. We'll play with all of you. I can take you all on. Let's go. Go, come on. Come on. Take you all on. Let's go. Oh, God. Okay, so far so good. Nothing else to do. I'm not seeing anything else. Okay, someone else hitting that crystal thing? Because I'm not sure. Alright, sure as heck I ain't hitting it. Hit this thing. Multiple targets. I can't seem to target its head, so I'm just going to target its tail instead. Alright. Good, good. Guess that's good. Oh. Okay. There we go. Okay, here we go. Well, that's not good. Alright, well that can't be good. Like, I think the only thing left are 2 tanks. The hell killed us? Oh. The hell did that? WTF. Okay. The hell was that? The hell was that? How are we supposed to prevent that from happening a second time? Ah. Safe! Okay. How are you supposed to be able to prevent that big attack from before? That's my question. Okay, this is Leviathan's head. Okay. What is this? Easing down quickly. You know, that can't be a good thing. That can't be a good thing. Okay, who didn't die that time? Alright, no one died that time. That's good. The hell was that? I still don't know what that was. See, I still don't know what the hell that was. And that's what really bugs me. I don't know what that was. So I don't know how to prevent it a second time. How do you prevent that from happening a second time? Because that was a total party wipeout. Oh, good, we got it. Like, what was that? What did the total party wipeout? I don't know what did that. I still don't know what did that. Didn't happen a second time. So I can't, I have nothing to base it off of. Okay. Huh. Did anyone explain? Did anyone actually in the party explain that? Like, I didn't see anyone explain what happened there. No one. Cool. Okay. Well. Alright, well. That's where that goes, though. Drop me there. I'm sorry. Oh, there. I still don't understand what happened in that fight. I still don't understand how our entire party was wiped out in one fell swoop except for the tanks. Yeah, I'll play with you later. You're a nuisance. Hmm. Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say? Knowing the urgency of your business, I thought it best to refrain from making conversation during your past few visits, but today I will permit myself a few words. Ahem. I feel very privileged to have had the honor of admitting a hero such as you. You are an inspiration to us all, sir. And on that note, the Admiral awaits you in the command room. Wink. That's exactly how I pictured him saying that too. Just like that. Voiceover, voiceover, voiceover.
Ensigns are sworn to strive, till sea swallows all. And swallow all it would have, had Leviathan prevailed. That we still strive now, we owe in no small part to you. Not for the first time, you have delivered Limsa Lominsa from the wrath of a primal. Never has our nation known a stouter ally.
And it won't be the last time either.
On behalf of my people, I give you my humblest thanks.
You're welcome.
Tis meet that I give thanks to old Mistbeard, too, for his fine solution. Whatever else he may have been, 'tis clear he was a resourceful soul. Would that I had a man like him in my service.
Before I set foot in these lands, I had no inkling that the people of Eorzea contended with such mighty foes.
Yeah, we fight gods and deities.
Their existence came as something of a shock, as did the idea that they could be defeated.
Yeah, we fight gods on a regular basis here.
This experience has served to remind me of the vastness of the world and the boundless potential of man. Though
Mortals,
I am
I'd
but
say.
a refugee in this realm, I would fain be of use to you in should any of your people care to learn, I would be pleased to initiate them.
And I will see to it that they are grateful. I have no doubt that your knowledge and skills will serve us well. Besides, your art is not so outlandish as you think. Would you not agree, Master Thancred?
Naught escapes your searching eye, Admiral. Few are privy to this information, but Limsa Lominsa is home to a certain secret fraternity. Its members are trained in a form of combat not unlike your own. By my judgment, it should not be beyond such individuals to adapt to the techniques I witnessed you employing with such admirable deftness.
I'm
Yes,
heartened to
turn the
hear
thieves
this.
into ninjas.
I too noted a kinship between your style and mine own, though it seemed to me that you fought differently in the beginning.
He was being a little cocky.
I suppose I did. What can I say? I'm a man of many talents.
Though you may labor to believe it, Thancred was once something of a scoundrel who fraternized with the criminal class in these parts.
Yestola! You jest, of course.
Not really.
But for a chance encounter with Alphino's grandsire, he might never have left Limsa Lominsa, or received an education in Sharlayan, or taken up his post in Uldar, which is where he trained in the blade, lest you wonder.
Minfilia, please!
They know you too well, buddy.
It would seem there is more to you than meets the eye, Master Thancred.
No, master.
Lady Yugiri, I am told that you and yours came to Eorzea seeking permanent resettlement, and that many domins have since been engaged as frontier hands at Revenant's Toll. Morderna is many things, but a place of refuge it is not. Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish your people with a new home here on Lominsan soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are, our nation is in no fit state to take you in.
No worries.
But I'll not have it said that we turned a blind eye to your suffering. Until such time as we can do more, I pledge to send provisions.
Well, thank you.
We are in your debt, Admiral. I realize that it scarce qualifies as repayment, but if it please you, I shall set about sharing my martial knowledge with your people at once.
You wished a word in private.
The better not to spoil the festive mood. History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds did before them, the Sahagin resorted to summoning their god over a territorial feud. They acted in self-preservation. It may be that the Sahagin initiated this particular clash.
Yes, it did.
But how it begins does not interest me so much as how it ends.
Yeah.
I have not forgotten our conversation, Y'ashtola. I am aware that man bears part of the blame for the primal's existence.
Yep. Well, like I said, I agree with
Nor am I ignorant of the Sahagin's reason for acting. They sought to secure a place to breed and multiply that their kind might survive. Self-preservation, as you say. But we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and welcome oblivion? Nay.
And so you kill, that you might live. Yet if living is a right, then that right belongs to all peoples, be they men or beastmen.
Mm-hmm.
I'll not deny your reasoning. But when a storm gathers, it falls to me to see my people safely through it. That is my duty. shall do it.
As must we all, Admiral. Stay the course, then. But know that it will lead to no good end.
It's true.
Man has ever put himself first and foremost. To justify his actions, he clads himself in the armor of righteousness, though it be a fancy of his own making. In this, mayhap the Garleans and we Domans are not so different.
No.
Eorzea has become as a raging sea. If we are to keep our heads above the waves, we cannot scruple to drown the man next to us. When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must determine who has the greater right to live.
Well, the coexistence is not entirely. Yeah, like, I don't disagree with that statement at all. I mean, it's just. Okay, you started with the Kobolds, so the Kobolds is totally your fault. But the Sahuagin, yeah, that's their fault entirely. They're the ones who came on the land and forced you out of it and then tried to take more from you. So, instead of trying to coexist peacefully, which some of them do want to, they waged war. What's that? Oh, level 90 weapon coffer. Zenithil has orders to point you in the direction of the Leviathan underworld. Sure. The Admiral has informed me of the arrangement. I have in my keeping a letter of introduction for Lady Ugurie. Now stands gate leading to the pier for smaller fishing vessels. Look for an inconspicuous. Yeah, I know where you're going. I'm going. Don't even need to tell me, dude. I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going. Now let's see. What else did he say actually? Does not show. I don't worry about it too much. Let's see here. Ethernet. Go to the Fisherman's Guild. I believe that's where I want to go. Is that where I want to go? Yeah, pretty much down here. Pretty close. Oh. Dang it. Where was that? There it is, over here. That was faster. Happens with me, Venturer. Here you go. Okay. And the man the Admiral sent word of. I was hoping I might catch a glimpse of Thancred too. Been a while since I saw his shit-eating grin. I'm gonna smack you. But what with all the doe-eyed wenches about, I expect he's got his hands full. I really am gonna smack this guy. Smack him hard. You must be the Far Easterner that Merlweb says wants to train with us. Welcome to Limsa, milady. And you girl of Doma, tis an honor to make your acquaintance. I must confess, when first I learned of your organization, I had certain preconceptions as to the nature of your membership. It would seem I was mistaken. You're not the first person to say that. Last, Limsa's a city of pirates, to be sure, and pirates don't give two farts about keeping a spotless reputation, they hardly need a secret society to do their dirty work. Might be as my people and I keep to the shadows, but we've got nothing to be ashamed of. It's simply better for business that we remain unseen. And so you have developed fighting techniques suited for this purpose. I see. Now know that the practitioners of my art too are denizens of shadow. 'Tis in stealth that our strength lies. This is much there is much we might learn from one another, I think. Then what in the seven hells are we waiting for? If you'd come with us, Yugiri, do what's it? We can get acquainted in more private surrounds. Ha! That didn't come out right, did it? Mr. Crimson, I shall remain with these people for a time, that I might study their ways. Though I am loath to be separated from my countrymen, I take solace in the knowledge that they are in the best of hands. You have been a true friend to us Domans. No words will suffice to express my gratitude. Ere long, I hope to begin imparting my martial knowledge to the people of Eorzea. When that time comes, I would be honored to welcome you as a student. Not that I'm not already a ninja, but sure. Let's switch over to. Actually, you know what? I know what I want to switch to. Let's switch to here. The level 90 gear. What did that say? The level 90 gear coffer contains gear on it equipped by a character, your current class / job. Okay, well then I'll hold on to it for now. What does it do? Level 90 weapon coffer. Try this one instead. See what I get out of this one. Maybe let's do this one instead, actually. Use it for this one? Red Mage? No, can't be used for this one. Okay. Can I not use it for... Okay, hold on. I know I got for Paladin, got for Monk, Dragoon. Ah, there we go. Cool, there we go. And actually, that looks pretty cool. I'll live with that. I'm good with that. Alright. And I'm good with that. I noticed I didn't level up too. Knocked earring. I'll go with the Aurora earring. Unity. What's with the evil look? Eh. That's surprising. Okay. Jeez Louise. Alright, what time is it? Oh. 9:41. To see if I can get this from her real quick. Much and more has occurred since first I beheld Eorzea from the galleon's deck. Suffice it to say, I did not even envision being invited to play a part in your noble struggle. But forgive me, I have kept you over long. Doubtless you have pressing business of your own. Rest assured that I no longer require an escort in this land. When next you meet Lady Nymphilia, pray relay to her my humblest thanks. Would that I could do so in person, but I must needs fulfill my promise to the Admiral. Till we meet again, Warrior of Light. Alright, so go return to Mardona. Returning to Mardona! Return. And that's the video I gotta go. Excuse me, coming through. Pardon me. Into the Rising Stone! Ooh. Hello, Menphilia. Let's see what we can do here.
I have been reflecting upon the events which took place during our visit to Vilbrand.
Yes, voiceovers!
If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please, bear with me.
Go ahead.
When the Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo.
This is going to explain why our visions?
Though I cannot well explain the how of it, it would seem he became immortal in so doing. When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form.
Much like the,
Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning a favorite glove. Long have I known that the Echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul.
Okay.
But never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh, nor less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy.
How intriguing.
It was of this that Elizabeth spoke, an existence which knows neither cessation nor oblivion. And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable. As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan.
Yes, he was.
And the import of this observation? If the Ascians' mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, that they can be destroyed.
Yep, we just need something similar to the primals. Something similar to like the ultimate weapon.
There is a legend which tells of souls who are reborn upon the cusp of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most, it is but a fairy tale, yet recent events have given me cause to wonder, could the legend in fact refer to the Echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time.
That's usually what happens.
For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ascians may at last be within sight. With Urianger's aid, it is my hope that I shall fathom this matter ere long.
Urianger. That's how you say his name. Okay.
Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is Artemis?
He was running.
Tidings from the Sharlayan motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Valdesian.
What of them?
My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be.
Oh no.
'Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima.
only think of one thing that could do something like that.
12 Preserve.
I can only think that it might have. The only possibility I can think of is Bahamut, but I don't think Bahamut would be released that easily.
If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned.
Why is he sitting alone?
It is done, my lord. I forgive my impertinence, my lord, but these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve.
Revolution.
Never a good thing when someone says that in the dark. Aphelia's thoughts keep returning to the fate of the student of Baldesion. Our friends, the very isle itself, everyone and everything. No, no. It avails us not to speculate. Eringer will send word. Eringer will send word if there. They just said his name. I'm still saying it wrong. If there are any developments, until such time as he does, we must remain firmly focused on that which is within our power to change. I would speak of a different matter when closer to home. Okay. It concerns etheric fluctuations which we have previously attributed to good King Mogul Mog the 12th. That the king is no more is a blessing for which we have yet to thank. And I still have to do the last one for that one. Yet all is not well in the 12's wood. Our latest readings reveal an ongoing etheric disturbance of considerable magnitude. They may even suggest the presence of a primal. Well, I do have to take care of Garuda and Odin, so needless to say, the mere possibility warrants immediate investigation, and I would have you, and you were interrupted again. Celia, I do not wish to interrupt, but we have a problem. What manner of problem? A band of refugees hailing from Ul'dah this time are come to Revenant's Toll seeking asylum. It would seem they expect us to afford them the same treatment we gave the Dolmens. At present, they are in Seventh Heaven, awaiting a formal response. As to be expected, I shall meet with them at once. Celia, you know full well we haven't the resources to accommodate many more people. Consider what will happen if you do this. Word will spread and more will follow. Your opinion is duly noted, but I will hear their suit. Let's say, this is... Sure, why not? You know what? I'm big, tall, and scary looking. Sure. Would you like me to stand beside you and growl? I can be very menacing. Just saying. Alright, go back to Ul'dah real quick. I think their mission should be finished. I think it's been an hour. What time is it? Ooh, it's almost 10. Did I get... Currency. 157. It was one with another relic given to me for the. Anyway, so at least I got one more relic for it with one more with my. Anyway, so I got one more, which is nice with my so I don't have to worry about buying another one for my I don't have to worry about collecting one for my dragoon. I got the Holy Lance. Just jumping there. Okay. I don't think I have enough for that. I don't actually have to run anywhere, do I? Let's see here. Cause I still think what I want to do is I still want to get that for my but I like that look. Hold on, where's the bard? There we go. Because this would go to him. So, and it looks good. I mean, I like how it looks. So, I can live with that. Definitely. Which reminds me, I want to go here. There you go. Equip those two things. Good. Okay. Okay, that's there. Now we go to. Right, I wanted to get that thing a different color. Not worry about it right now. Instead, let's continue on the storyline. Well, let's see here. Yeah. What am I item level looking at? 102, 94, 99. Ninja's at 81. Does Ninja have anything new I can equip to him? There we go. There we are. Now we're at 89. It's closer. That's better. That's 75. So, all right. I know that. Yeah. See, I couldn't do Earth Font because that requires item level 95. But I don't think there's anything else I missed. I don't think I'm actually. The heck. There it is. Oh, Trials is the only other one I can't do because I need to be at least level 90 for that. So, but for the most part, that's not bad. Ooh, Scholar. Check the Scholar. Well, that's also true that Hero's Bracelet of Healing. Hero's Bracelet of Healing. I am preventing it from changing from this item to this one. Just have a slightly higher item level, but it's only because it's a good to my cleric right now. And I prefer it on my cleric than I do on my scholar. I don't normally use my scholar. I normally use my. I gotta still work on this class too. I normally work on my I normally do the summoner. So go here real quick. Let's see here. Everything else looking pretty good. Except for obviously blue mage still needs a lot of work, but blue mage needs work all around. So all right, let's go back over here. We gotta go talk to seventh. We gotta go talk to more story mission. I really want to. Where the heck is this person? Oh, inside here. I really want to get to Ishgard. Damn it! So much stuff in between. It's like I apologize for keeping you waiting. My name is Ophelia, and I lead the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. 12s be praised. It is you. Oh, sorry. I put the emphasis wrong one. It is you. Sorry. That's what it is. We're ready and willing to work. Same as the Domans. Just give us a task, and we'll see it done. Calm yourselves. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know not of your situation. Our next incident, I ain't so good with words. We've been living off the scraps of Ul'dah for years now, trying to piece together a life to replace the one we got. One what got took. They say there's work, but there's not for an honest man, not as wouldn't sully his soul sooner than his palms any road. Okay. The Flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't but it ain't near enough. And it's not getting worse. It's only getting worse when the calamity brought us to our knees. Those rich bastards in the city didn't help us up. They climbed up on our backs. I don't pretend to be clever, but even I can see what's coming. I knew we had to run. The only question was where, and then it came to me, Reverend's Toll. No. No. Completely different situation. Yeah. It's rather more complicated. While it is true that we accepted Dolman's petition for aid, that decision was the product of extraordinary circumstances. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but pray understand that it is not possible for our organization of our means to aid all who have been affected by the calamity. Exactly. And so it is with great regret that I must deny your request. You can go back to Ul'dah. You're doing fine there. You're obviously still surviving. Tataru is Artemis. Ill tidings from Ul'dah, my lady. Alphinaud has been wounded. Great question. But I fear it might be, according to the Flames, the refugees started a riot. They went wild, apparently, lashing out at any and everyone. That can't be right. Why would they? They must have been provoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. Heaven hells. Now the Blades have an excuse. They'll round us up and kill anyone who tries to resist. You won't help us build a new life, at least help us keep the ones we've got. Well, go somewhere else. Go to Little Alamiga. We are not ones to stand idly by and watch innocents suffer. However, until we know more about the circumstances surrounding this riot, I am not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. If the authorities determine that the refugees attacked without provocation, then those responsible will have to answer for their actions. It's not being blind, it's being practical. Find Alphinaud and quickly. If he's in danger or worse, I would have you and none other by his side. Okay. Thank you. Pray do not concern yourself with the matters we were discussing earlier. Ida and Papalimo will see to it. Good. Alphanot is being treated in the hourglass. Hurry, Crimson. I was just at Ul'dah. There wasn't anyone rioting. Hey, that's a friend of mine. Isn't it? Not a friend of mine? Is that a friend of mine or something? Dan's a friend of mine. Social. There it is. Friends list. Yeah, that's her right there. Zero nine. Where is it? Well, hello. Hello. Yep, I remember. Still haven't gotten those yet. Oh, that is still so cool. What am I doing here? Ah! Oh, did I lose another follower? That sucks. I wonder why I keep losing followers. Okay, so what am I gonna do here? Let's see here. I need to go to. All right. Well, I need to head to. Yeah, I lost another follower. That's sad. Tear. Don't have those yet. Don't have that. That's really cool. See, that I can do actually. Do this. See, I can do that too. See, I can do it too. Can't do those yet. Still can't do that. All I can do is this. Let's see here. And this. Oh. That's cool. Ran to a friend of mine here. Oh, and she pooped. Must have lost connection. I gotta head to Ul'dah anyways. Sad. Go to Ul'dah real quick. Wonder why I lost a follower. Tier. Wonder who stopped following me. That's sad. Go to Ul'dah. She must have lost connection. Yeah, she probably. So let's see here. Yeah, I remember her. She was the one who actually helped me level up, get all the current spells I have for my blue mage currently. There's Alphinaud. Hello. You alright, Alphinaud? Heard you got attacked.
You must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well.
Uh-huh.
Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident.
Yeah, I'm guessing I have an idea who did it.
There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over.
Let me guess who caused this riot.
Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life.
I can respect that.
To an Ul'dah, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth.
I wouldn't agree with that.
That the wealthiest wield the greatest influence.
Yeah, I wouldn't agree with that.
So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'dah way of thinking, they may as well not exist.
Yeah, that could be pretty tough.
Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor.
Right.
Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight.
That would be true too. Well, until you can get Alamigo back in.
This has prompted more and more Uldans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers. While more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry.
Of course they have.
The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Dolmens asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest. Nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence.
I'm curious as to whether but I don't think he had a dark intent behind it. I think what he really wanted to do was get the. Well, we'll see. We'll see what he had intended. Could have been one or the other.
That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
Ah. Why? What fortuitous timing. Give me this one. As I told you before, it was all but inevitable that an incident of this kind would eventually occur, given the rising tensions within the Sultanate. Nonetheless, I have reason to believe that this particular riot may not have begun spontaneously. I don't think so either. Have I piqued your curiosity? Good. Then you will accompany me to the Hall of Flames. I I would hear what General Rabon has to say upon the matter. Okay. Did she show up again? Is she back on here? Let's see here. Let's see if she came back on while I was going through that scene. Yep, there she is. Okay. Hey, just. Ah. What did that thing say? Oh, what did that thing say? Unable to stand tell. Oh, interesting. Well, more donuts in the restricted area? Or is it because she was inside Seventh Heaven? Hmm. Interesting. Now is not a good time, Lieutenant Altair. My hands are full dealing with the refugees. Precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Alphanod, back on your feet already. You may credit my swift recovery to your Shrugians? Shergans. Surgeons, I guess. My memories of the riot are still somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation. Doubtful. Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before the unrest had spread to the surrounding territories. Pockets of resistance remained throughout Thanalin. We have sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents, but progress is slow. They are damnably elusive. Can well imagine. Given that the majority of refugees live outside the walls, it stands to reason that they would know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little accident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed, and not with butcher knives or pitchforks, but with martial weaponry. I I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. None can deny that tension between the Uldian citizenry and the refugee population has increased since the Dolmens were turned away, but would that motivate a starving man to purchase arms in lieu of food? I think not. Probably not. And what of those who have not even a single gil to spend? Who could not survive without the aid provided by the immortal flames? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear against their benefactors. Come to the point. Very well. My point, General, is that this powder keg of a discontent was not set alight by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion, and now order must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, any investigation can wait. I do not have time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning anon. He's right. His duty is clear. The general is no fool. He keeps his own counsel, and with good cause. We're here we're here to claim without the necessary proof that these riots were instigated by outside forces. The monetarists would accuse him of attempting to shirk his responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been the most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. Regardless, they will face harsh criticism in days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have far more faith in your abilities. Thank you. Therefore, I propose we conduct our own investigation independent of the authorities. To that end, I would have you make inquiries in the settlement suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are. He may balk at a request for such information, but I've no doubt that you can persuade him with your silver tongue, or the fact that I'm a lieutenant underneath him. I meanwhile shall seek answers in my own way, after which we can regroup and share our findings. Well then, shall we? Bye-bye! Come on. There we go. You look as though you have something to say, Lieutenant Altair, do you? What you ask is no simple favor. Were such information to fall into the wrong hands, the lives of countless soldiers would be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in your words. An able individual, even one with ties to the flames, may be better suited to this task than a regiment. There you go. Very well. The Brass Blades have reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hope. It may be unrelated to the recent events, but we doubt it. I suggest you begin by speaking to the Blaze posted there. Okay. Okay. So that's just outside. Oh, that's just outside. All right. Ah! She's still. Let's see. She's still in. Those are in Mordona. I think that company's named Blink. Uh, I laugh because, for me when I see this name Blank, it's like, oh, that's I'm still trying to unlock. She disappeared again. Why did she keep disappearing? How did she keep disappearing on me? She got disconnected again. Or is she in a video sequence? I can't tell. Oh, she's in another world. Oh, how interesting. Okay. Oh, okay. That's cool. I'm gonna head back to Uda. Where do I go here? Just go to Uda. Makes life easier. Go to Uda. Interesting. She's in another world. But then how do I keep seeing her? Like, is she, Got the gate annulled. Lie! Okay, so... That's right. Last hope is where... It's over there, okay. Oh! Let's get this going. I do love Final Fantasy games. What do you mean I can fly no higher? I haven't hit the roof yet. Quiet, you. I didn't realize Almaz were up there. I think I might have hit them before. But I don't remember. Hi, guys! I didn't expect them to send you, Crimson. I take it this means someone has read my report. The refugees who left with the merchant have yet to return, and I am increasingly concerned that Zazawaka's suspicions were correct. You haven't the foggiest what I'm talking about, do you? Nope, never mind. Speak with Zazawaka. He will explain everything. What brings you here, adventurer? A search for refugees? Well then, you've come to the right place. And you mean those refugees? Oh no, you won't. Oh, you mean those? Ah, you mean those refugees? Oh no, you won't find them here. Most of the people who've lost hope have come to us to accept their situation and are content to pass their days in peace and quiet. Good. Outsiders have trouble understanding that, like the merchant who passed through recently. Gregarious fellow, but awfully opinionated. Can't say I was sad to see him go. Well, I'm gonna go in here and talk with the rest of the. Talk to Zazawaka. Zazawaka. Okay, so hello. Ah, don't hurt me. I'm not one of them. You're not one of what? Wait, I know your face. Are you not the man from the church of Saint Adamalandama? Was I? I don't remember anymore. Thousand pardons, my friend. I mistook you for one of those thugs who have been tormenting us. If Leofric bid you speak with me, then I take it you've agreed to help. So I'll be praised for that, because we haven't a moment to waste. Everyone knows the flames are on the march. The others have fallen under that fanatic spell, but not I. Promises of revolution and retribution, of holding the ruling class to account and taking that which is owed. Ha! A childish fantasy. Pretty much. At the moment you say you're owed something, yeah, you've already lost. I did everything I could to dissuade the others from leaving, but few would heed my words. Now that one of our idealists have returned, now that one of our idealists has returned, however, the madness of the merchant's plan is plain for all to see. Look behind yonder tent, and you will understand why. Even now he babbles incoherently, so traumatized is he by the bloodshed he witnessed. Try as I might, I can make little sense of his words beyond the fact that he was not alone in surviving. Yet I have no doubt that merchant will lead the remainder to their doom. I beg of you, find them before he does. Oh, there he is. Hey, you. What are you doing? Don't draw. Don't draw. Don't draw. Don't draw. I didn't draw. Why didn't you run away with me? Why we could have escaped together? Then you'd be here with me, be here to soothe me. Why? Why did you have to stay and leave me alone? Soothe. Hey, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. There you go. Again. Calm down. Calm down. You're good. Who are you? What do you want? It's true, I followed the merchant, and may the gods strike me down for my folly. What they will not give, you must take, he said. When we asked how, he revealed a cache of weapons he had brought and implored us to seize control of our fates. I thought about running then and there, but the others were so excited, he split us into two groups and sent us off on our own. But when the flames found us, we didn't know what to do. Question. Our leader tried to parley with theirs, but then they started arguing, and then fighting, and then everyone was fighting, and the flames were shouting to give no quarter, and yeah. Oh god, it's the other group. They're still out there. If we don't stop them, they'll be massacred like mine was. Okay. Uh let's take you. No. Let's take you. Right? Yeah, yes, no, yes, yes, yes. Uh yes, please. Hello, you. What else we got here? Ooh, we shall grab the Daystar ring from this one. Okay, let's go with this. The other refugees are hiding in the caves south of Lost Hope, but to approach them would be fruitless. They would sooner call us agents of the Sultanate than try to kill us than listen to reason. Why, the twins might even deign to do the deeds themselves. A pox on all bloody sellswords. They were supposed to train us to fight, but the ones he sent with us vanished during the fight, during the struggle. Of course they did. They were meant to leave you to slaughter. That's what they were supposed to do. They did their job, and they did it quite well, it sounds like. Oh, if only we had never listened to that merchant's ridiculous claims. He said our cause was righteous, that the gods would never suffer us to be defeated. Yeah. Though if they were forced to confront reality, that's it. Challenge the twins to combat and show my brethren that the strongest warriors are no match for one man. Mayhap then they will agree to lay down their arms and renounce this plot. Sure, let's go beat the crap out of some idiots. It sounds like I need to go beat the crap out of a couple idiots. That's what it sounds like. Let's go beat the crap out of a couple idiots. Hey, folks, excuse me, coming through. Hi there, Idjit. Heaven knows, they found us. Everyone, grab your gear and make for the rendezvous point. So that's your game, is it? Ah ha ha. Sorry to disappoint you, lad, but we're more than willing to kill you ourselves. Come here. Boom. Come on. You're not better than this? This is sad. Barely even working up a sweat here. I barely even worked up a sweat here. Come on. Next. Hi, guys. You guys need to try harder. La la. Goodbye. Next. Are you done? Yeah, pretty much. You've been on Thal Almighty. What are we gonna do now? You stop the stupidness and leave? I would say, why don't you just stop being an idiot and get the heck out of here? I'm one man, and you couldn't even hope to beat me. How do you expect to beat an entire well-trained army? Good luck. All right, you've returned. Did you find my brethren? What are the twins? What happened? They fought. I see. Well, you had no choice. Better than a handful of them take a beating. Better that a handful of them take a beating than from you than the lot get butchered by the flames. Tell me, what did the merchant have to say when it was over? He wasn't there. But where else would he be? Unless he went to the stone's throw to recruit others. I was going to grab the Daystar. No. Yes. Grab the Daystar. Grab the Even Star, actually. No, I know. Grab the Daystar. Okay, so let's go. Hurry up. Ooh, chokers. New chokers, huh? Grab the Auroral. Accept this. The merchants wished to approach the refugees in stone's throw, but was waiting until the flames withdrew their forces from the vicinity. Now that they have, there's nothing to stop him from continuing his work. How many more must perish in pursuit of this futile cause? How much more suffering must we endure before it ends? Find him, convince him to cease his mad quest. You know he's being paid. It will surely lead us to ruin. Yeah, that's kind of, I think, the point. I think that's partially the point. At least I think so. Okay. Jump! Leap into the sky! What am I headed for? Oh, over there. Reap the whirlwind. Oh, there he is. Or someone. Ellie. What's up, Ellie? Have I talked to this girl before? No? Don't I know this girl? With the others, they said they'd be back soon, but it's been days. They left with the man from Uldad. The man said they were gonna change everything, make it so we could live inside the walls with everyone else. I liked it when he said that. I didn't like it when he talked about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry and I got scared. Are you looking for someone? Yeah. I'm looking for someone stirring up trouble. Good at saying it. You mean the man who left with my parents? But I don't know where he. Wait, look, over there. I think that's him. Well, now, which of these gullible fools shall be my next victim? Hi! Come play with me! Yeah. Run, coward! I'll be right with you! Thank you for pointing him out to me. It's okay. I have a motorcycle. He ain't getting far. Watch this. He ain't getting far. Like, he ain't gonna get far. It's okay. See, I wish I could come up behind him and tap him on the shoulder, be like, hi. Like, puck, puck. Hi. Yep, like that. Because you're causing problems. Why? I have quite a few people who will probably vouch for me right now that that's what you're doing. I have no evidence to prove your accusations other than all their words. I don't. That's all I need. I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. Yes, I do. Uh, Cregan's arse about politics. It was business, only business. Keep talking. Keep talking. Come on. I want to hear more. Talk. Intimidation. Oh, look, it's an archer. We both know I am not the one you want. However, if you agree to protect me, I swear I shall tell you everything. You just signed your own death warrant, you idiot. Oh, now why didn't you catch the arrow? What's all this commotion? 7 hells. Tell the others to spread out and search the area. The killer may still be close. Not likely. Yeah, not likely. Hold adventure. I want to know more about your relationship with the victim, as well as the events leading up to his death. Sure, he's a swindler who is riling up the refugees to attack people, and someone obviously killed him to cover up the plot. Man was swindler for the recent riots. Yeah, kind of. We owe his murderer a debt of gratitude. No, the murderer was covering something up. In any case, it is obvious you are not the one whom we seek. You may carry on with your investigation, Scion. Well, thank you. I do appreciate you basically going, well, the guy was shot with an arrow and you're standing right in front of him with fists. I'm guessing you didn't kill him. It's like, I don't think I would have, I mean like I've shot people with arrows at close blank range, but no, it makes pretty good sense that, no, I'm probably not the one that shot an arrow in this guy's chest. Where? Oh. Where? Run up this way! Okay. There he is. Hello, Swift. Good news, Lieutenant Altair. Where's the merchant? Dead. Murdered, actually, by someone else. Yep, pretty much. He was not simply murdered, Lieutenant. He was silenced. Well, I'm glad you pointed that out. I already knew. Too many knew his face, and he was ready to divulge his secrets. He was an idiot for taking the thing on to begin with. Of course he was expendable. Do not despair, though. We may be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots than you realize. Yeah, I hope so. Once again, I'll take the evening star. The Flame General left word that you were to proceed to the Fragrant Chamber as soon as you returned. He wishes to discuss your recent discoveries as well as the results of our own investigation. Master Alphinaud has already been informed and should be waiting for you outside. Pray proceed to the Royal Promenade with all haste and speak with Bartholomew. You know what? I never thought about going over that actually. And now I'm kind of beating myself for not having thought of it beforehand. Someone has a guild named Fluffy Buns? No, the character's name is Fluffy Buns. Some character names, I swear. Okay. Where's my... There it is. Some character names mean no sense to me. They really don't. We have been expecting you, sir. Please proceed inside. Alright, let's see here. I'm taking a day star. No, I was taking an even star. Sad for that one. Take the even star. Oh! Too bad I can't repeat quests and, like, get them.
You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
I like having voiceovers.
This information does not leave this room.
What information?
The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate.
Okay.
Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters.
Ha!
It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated.
Well, good.
Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
I can think of a couple reasons.
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield.
Okay.
The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge.
Okay.
What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Alagon ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day.
That's the PvP zone.
Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill.
Okay.
A shameless bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Alagon ruin.
For what purpose behind that?
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution.
Okay.
His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Yeah, not surprised.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
That's what I'm curious about, actually.
Omega.
Pardon?
Oh.
An Oligon monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon.
No, it's
Maybe
not.
larger. We know not. It has yet to be fully excavated.
Oh, Omega
Oligon
weapon?
inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself.
That would be Omega.
If accurate, it might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cartano Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon, one which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
The King of Dragons himself.
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
Nah, it wasn't.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged.
If it's anything like I've seen in past games, it's not. It didn't cease to function. It's dormant.
However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Oh,
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination.
God.
Never walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Oh shit.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
Probably. Cast Nightgale. Okay. I should be glad to know the truth, and yet the thought that all this chaos was the product of one man's lust for power sickens me. How long do you think they intended to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? They even felt the need to do so is more troubling. It would be in our best interest to learn more of the military activities in the disputed territories. Fortunately, you are already well positioned to do so, Lieutenant Altair. Pray keep us informed of any developments in Cartano. Okay. her again. Ellie. Don't yell at a child. Okay. Smack him. I was looking for you, mister. You said you were looking for the man who left with my parents. Yeah, she's a refugee. Why are you floating off the ground, Alphanod? So he visited Stone's Throw as well, I see. Did you find the man? Were my parents with him? No. They are not, I am afraid. However, I can't think of several places they might be. If you like, we can go and look for them together. You'll help me look, mister? Mm-hmm. While he floats above the ground. Of course, but first, I must needs finish speaking with my friend. He's telling me a secret, you see, so no one else is allowed to listen. Mayhap you could wait for me by that pillar over there? We require but a moment. Okay, mister, I'll be waiting. Alpha actually handled that really well. You're still floating above the sky! I'll take her to the quicksand. Mayhap Momodi will know what to do. A legion of Garleans, an ethereal starved primal. Even dealing with an Asian would be preferable to this charade. Sometimes I fear Minfilia is too ambitious. We rush hither and yon in response to threats as they arise, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources and ourselves. Mayhap the time has come for a change. This is Minfilia. I know this is sudden, but I must ask you to return to the Revenant's Toll with all due haste. The situation in the Toll's Wood has taken a turn for the worse. I will explain in detail once you arrive. Speaking of which, I'm off to the Toll's Woods. Have fun! The primal threat she spoke of before has been confirmed. I have received no reports of Ixali activity, which leaves the Sylphs. Oh, great. Rama? Oh, Crimson, you know as well as I that the appearance of a primal takes precedence over all else. Oh, and when you arrive to inform the antecedent that, while I am grateful for her concern, she didn't fear for my safety, I am more than capable of protecting myself. Which is good! As all should be. How much more do I have to freaking go through to unlock goddamn Ishgard? All I want to do is unlock Ishgard. That's what I want to do. I'm trying to get to that point so I can have... I want to unlock Ishgard to get... Goddamn... Alright. Oh, it's almost 11. Oh, well done. I can hardly recognize these green recruits we started with, Commander. In fact, I've heard rumors that the rounds in the Hall of Flames that our squadron is on the short list for the next big assignment. One or more squadron members have reached level 40, unlocking a special promotion mission. Successfully completing this mission will increase your squadron's rank. Due to the exceedingly high difficulty of the promotion mission, however, it is advised that you first improve your squadron's members' individual attributes as much as possible before attempting a development. Okay, squad missions. I would actually, if I'm going to do that, I would switch out members. I would want to take you. I would want to take out you and put in you. Oh yeah, not doing that just yet. Unfortunately, I don't have. Do I have anyone else? There we go. Okay. Oh, that's true. I could do these missions with. Right. I forget that I can actually do these things with people, with my own. Right. I forget that. Yeah, squadron mission, real quick. They're not ready to do that. So, I still want to get. I'll work on that later. Let's do that actually. Let's actually swap her out for her, and we'll have them go instead. Yeah. Let's go with that one. To play for the Border Patrol. Go ahead. Fortunately, I can only send one squad at a time. Even though I have enough to send an entire second squad, but oh well. I don't have anything more I can do here. Thought so. Alright, well, let's head out this way. Alright. Curious to see. Curious to see just how many more missions I still do. Alright, let's see here. I'm on 7th Astral. Which mission am I doing right now? I'm doing the stories we tell. Okay, so stories we tell. Oh my god, it's not even halfway through. You gotta be shitting me. How many more missions are there? Ah, Lord of Levin, an impression. What little gods are made of. Guardian of Eorzea. Recruiting the realm. Heracrutal harassment. When the cold sets in. Brand new companions. Traitor in the midst. Back and forth. Coming to terms. Intercession of saints. Strength and unity. Oh man. So much crap. lot of stuff to go through. Man, this is ridiculous. Wow. This thing has a lot of stuff to go through still. Alright, let me see something here. I don't know what to do with these things. Okay. Let's see here. What about I get this one. Form shift. That's it. Okay. Grants formless fist to self, allowing the execution of a weapon skill that requires a certain form without being in that form. Okay. Hmm. Alright, well, let's see here. Too much smart stuff to do. Let's see here. I'm gonna push myself to the next level. So let's do one of the let's do one of the other. You know what? I did you already. So I don't need to do you. But that one, and that one are things I need to do. And so are let's see here. I already did end a core keep. There we go. Okay. See if I can get into one of these things real quick. Alright, let's see here. I need to jump to where do I want to go to first? For you guys. You're in the Shroud, you're in Mardona, you're in Queethia Central Highlands, Shroud. So let's go to let's just do this. Turn here, we can take care of one in Mardona and in the and alright, well, let's see here. Oh. Actually, I don't feel like doing Duty Finder. I should go back. Let's keep doing the storylines. I want to get through these storylines. That's what I really want to do. I want to unlock Ul'dah. or I want to unlock Ishgard. So annoying that I haven't unlocked Ishgard yet. It's really annoying that it's actually kind of really annoying that I have to go through all these things to unlock Ishgard. Surely to see you healthy and hail, Crimson. The latest news from Ul'dah was most disturbing. Clearly, the only injury Alphinaud suffered was to his ego. Doubtless it will heal ere long. The other scions will need to be present for this meeting. If you are ready to begin, I will summon them now. I don't know. What do I want to do here? I think I still want to pick up the Auroral one wristlet still. I want to get the knocked one. Because this one goes strength. This one goes dexterity, vitality, critical hit, and direct hit rate. This one has strength. So I think this is the one I want. Realizing that's the one I want. I think that's the one that actually works with this. It's not changing them for some reason. I don't know why. Hero slaying and hero maiming seems to be the one that likes the most for this class. But it is changing them for this class. See? It is changing for this class. So, I guess I can't complain too much about that. Because that was the lowest one. My combat ones minus I don't know, Summoner actually needs some help, so hold on. Let's where's my Summoner? There you are. Really? Okay. What about my White Mage? Okay. I'll try picking up some of the other ones for... Alright. So this one I'm actually going to pick up the Even Star. Because the Day Star also goes to the healers, and Even Star I think will help with the Summoner. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured, I should not have summoned you I should not have summoned you were it not urgent. To business then, I have received some most disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the Sylphs may have called forth their revered guardian, the primal Rama. Now we gotta deal with Rama. May have? Then it is not certain? Well, they didn't succeed the first time. The elder Ceasier informs us that the elementals themselves murmur of the Lord of Leviathan's return to the forest. The Sylphlens, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Forgive me, antecedent, but that fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so on, Rama is reputed to act only in defense of his children. Okay. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly endanger themselves or their territory. The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? If preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway, 'twould surely not have escaped your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon. I liked how her tail. I beg your pardon, you foresaw this eventually and did not prevent it? Ah. reported things to Milfinia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sylphs feel about people poking around in their territory. They already summoned Rama once right after the calamity, but that was because the Garleans came tramping through the forest. And so long as Castrum Orion stands, the Sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, Yida and I are in agreement. The actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintain that observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud. That, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Ul'dah drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of the trees. Interesting. It's like that the Sylphs perceived this panicked migration as yet another invasion and quickened their efforts to summon their god. I am put in mind of Titan and the Kobolds. Once again, it is the affairs of men which have paved the way for Primal's coming. For a Primal's coming. Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. But be that as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Through your dealings with the Sylphs of Little Solus, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with Gridania. I wonder, might one who has treated with the Sylphs so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar success with their patron deity? If Rama can be convinced of our intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning. A fond hope, were such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with the beastmen since time immemorial. This time we can. No, no. Oh, let us continue this discussion anon. We must needs first consult with the nation most affected by Rama's presence. The elder Seer has requested your personal involvement. Pray report to Commander Holux at the Eider's Nest as soon as you are able. Sure, why not? Seal yourself for the worst while I hope for a peaceful resolution to the matter. Experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Levin will prove less than amicable. Probably. In such an event, your fellow Scions will of course lend you whatever support you require. I require you not to get too close, otherwise he could turn you against me, in which case that would just really suck. Obviously, except for you, Minfilia, who happen to be able to also resist them. Okay, leave the Solar. Okay, let's go back to the 7th Heaven. I think we're going to end there for the night. Still got a long way to go. I still got to finish getting through all of this. How did he sit? I wonder if there's a Weemo for that. Let's see here. How did he manage that? Because that's a player. How did he manage that? I'm curious how he managed that. Ah, there it is. Let's see here. Because you can just go here and you can sit. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Add to favorites and sit. There we go. There we are. Curious if you can change pose in that thing. Let's see here. No. Take that. Alright. Well, that was fun. Okay, so now he's got that going. Alright, so anyway, so I thank anyone who came and watched me. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave my character here for now. I will be back on at a later time to play some more of this. Be back on tomorrow morning to play some Final Fantasy. So play some more Star Trek Online, and then we'll see what else I play this weekend. I'm not sure. Have a good day, folks. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you all later.